Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Saturday, November the 7th. Today we have a new president. So, for those of you who voted, I hope you voted for the right person. And I hope you all are happy with your new president. Yes, I said you were a new president. Doing a quick wig. I wanted to do it in my hair, but I'm scared. I'm gonna have glue all over my head, so I just rather do it on a wig cap. I did get this hair from my local beauty supply store, so I'm pretty sure you can find it as well. I have a Alley, I guess that's the brand of the hair. Yeah, I have an Alley permanent hair closure, and it is a 4x4. This closure comes with the baby hairs on the closure already, so it's already like parted off. It's not plucked too bad, but I am gonna go back and pluck it. So yeah, I'm going to be bleaching the knots on this because they are very dark, so that I can have a flawless closure. I also have, like, I guess you can say some bundles or whatever from them. And it's the brand Dreamweaver. I'll show it to you all when I get ready to glue it down. So we're going to need a bleaching bowl. It doesn't matter what kind. We have some 20 volume developer. I don't want it to bleach too fast. I don't want it to be so brassy. So I'm going to use this developer. And this is the Superstar brand. You can get any brand from your local beauty supply. It doesn't matter. We have some quick glue, L'Oreal. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this before, but I've had it I don't know how long, so I'm going to use that. We have a butter knife. We also have a applicator brush. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I have it just in case. And we have the closure, of course. I'm going to take this off. Also have some bleach. If your skin is sensitive, the bleach will burn your skin if it gets on you. So we're going to use some gloves, and I'm going to time lapse this. Hey y'all, so when you're mixing your consistency of your bleach, you want to make sure it is not too thick, but it's not too runny. I kind of like mine in between because it just worked better for me, but I do start off with a thicker consistency and I add as I go, so you will see that with me mixing. And if you're confused on why I'm using a butter knife, it gives me a smoother layout on my closure rather than me using a brush. Also, when you all are applying your bleach to your closure, make sure that you're pressing down firmly on that closure so that those knots are getting bleached. But don't press down too firm to where you are over bleaching your knots, because you'll be able to see it bleed onto the hair follicles. You'll see it bleed onto the hair strands, and that's what you don't want, because then you'll have to go back over and bleach the hair. Dye the hair all over again. And to prevent that, you kind of want to do it that way. So I just set that to the side for 45 minutes, and I'm moving on to constructing my wig. I did put it on my wig head, so I put some shower caps over it so that I wouldn't get glue all over my wig block. And that is the Dreamweaver hair that I'm going to be using. I have a wig band to secure my wig, a Spandex wig cap, a little concealer, a rectangle comb, and of course the 30-second bonding glue and a tweezer. So when you're applying your cap, make sure you're applying it in a manner where you won't be over doing your closure. And when I say that, I mean like you won't be placing your closure too far on your head, so that when it's time for you to put it on your head, then it won't be on your forehead, if that makes sense. So if you see those two little white lines in the front, usually when I'm doing a closure, because of the way I sew it, I kind of put my closure a little crooked. So I just always put my wig cap on my head and mark out those with a white marker or some of the sort. And that's how I measure where I am placing my closure. So for those of you who are new to sewing, you can watch a tutorial, or you can actually skip this step and actually glue your closure down. But because I may use it again, I just sewed mine down. So when I sew, I usually start in the middle of my closure, in the back of the closure. I used to start on the sides, and that didn't work out too much for me. So I sew from the middle to one side, and then I come back around and I sew from the other side of the middle to the other side. And I find that that helps me to stretch my closure out evenly. So I don't know how to explain it. Once I do it, you'll be able to see it. But right now, all you see me doing is untangling my thread, because it tends to do that, and that is perfectly fine. Some people double knot their thread, some people don't knot their thread at all. How you sew is pretty much your preference. There's no right way to sew. Here I am back, and as you can see, most of my wig is pretty much done. I am just laying the tracks down, and when you're laying your tracks, I find that it's helpful to lay them in a C shape when I'm doing like my closure wigs, because it helps the hair to fall where I want it to fall, and that's forward. Whether I'm cutting it blunt cut or asymmetrical or whatever. But I'm just putting the glue on there, sprucing it every now and then, and I'm using my blow dryer to secure it, cutting the weft, and doing it all over again. I'm going to do that till I make it all the way to the top of their closure, and that's pretty much it for the construction of the wig. So I'm just carving out my baby hairs, or what I want to be my baby hairs, and I'm going to pretty much mold and part my hair on where I want my part to be in that closure. And I'm going to take my hot comb and I'm going to hot comb this section of my hair. And for those of you who do not own a hot comb, you can just use the barrel of a curling iron, or you can just mold it down with some foaming mousse and put it on a hair dryer. You do not have to have a hot comb, but if you do, that helps. So I've pretty much cut the hair. As a head start, I bent the head forward so you can see the size of the hair, and I did actually go back and cut more, but that was my guideline as my start. So what you're going to see me do now is flat iron the hair and pretty much get ready to put the wig on my head. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope that you all like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this taught some of you something, or it gave some of you a easy way to do a wig. And this was the finishing outcome. Thank you all for watching again, and see you later.